Hello, Facebook world. Hello, hello, hello. So I am doing a four-part series on little dinky deals that I bought and how to make money on little dinky deals without wholesaling. Without wholesaling. So I've got three houses in Georgia, and I've gone through all my groups and explained how I did those. So I want to show you how I buy houses in Tennessee and how I make money on them. All right. So just to set this up, I bought this house in 2014. This is one of the first deals that I did. And when I bought this house, I found it because I was driving for dollars and I saw a for sale by owner sign in a yard. And I called the seller and he said, yeah, I'd love to sell it. He was asking like $25,000 for the house. And I said, I'd like to come and look at it and blah, 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 blah. He lived in West Knoxville. The house is in Strawberry Plains. So it was a couple days before we could get our schedules together to actually go and look at it. When he met me to look at this house, he told me that his dad was living there, but his dad was at work. And I do a lot of things by myself and it doesn't usually bother me, but sometimes people give me the creeps. And this guy gave me the creeps. So when I walked in, the first thing I noticed was that the walls were not white. They weren't beige. They were straight up just gross and mucky looking. And mucky is a real word. You can check that out. So I just didn't really like the house, and it was a little dinky house to start with. It wasn't anything like great and awesome. It wasn't anything that I normally look at buying. It was just a little dinky house, and he wanted to sell it, and so I was going to look at it. The second thing I noticed is that it was so full of stuff. It was crap. It was trash. There was just nothing. There's nothing good in it. There's a big potbelly stove in the corner of the first room that we walked into. God, it is super bright out here. And he told me that was the heat source. And the air conditioning was when you opened the windows, it would cool the house off. And this is hard to explain. It would just stunk because there was junk in it. Okay, I don't know if they were hoarders or what, but I found out pretty quickly what it was, and it was just kind of bad, So I didn't really want to move away from the front door. I remember thinking that very clearly, and you could pretty much see the whole house from the front door. But he was like, "Go on in. We'll show you the bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, all that stuff." And I was like, "Okay, no problem." But I remember saying, you go first and lead the way. I don't want to knock anything over. And there was like a goat trail from the front door into the bedroom, into the bed, and then another little goat trail from the bed into the bathroom, into the kitchen. Okay, this is just not my kind of fun idea of a house. And I could pretty much see the goat trail from the front door because, the house is like the size of this room. It was not a big house. So as I'm looking around, I let him lead, because one thing that you learn in realtor safety school, and maybe I picked this up just in like some sort of personal safety training, is that you don't want them to be behind you. You don't want them to be between you and the door. So I put him into the house first, and I took like 2 steps into the living room, we'll call it, and kind of poked my head into the bedroom. Yeah, there's a bedroom. There's a bunch of crap in there. Yeah, there's a bathroom. I can see the toilet and the shower. And I poked my head around the other side and said, yeah, there's a kitchen. I see the counter. There's not a fridge, but I see a stove. The floors look like crap. Okay, cool. I'm going to go back outside. And I went back outside because I was much more comfortable back outside than I was stuck in this house with this guy all by myself. It was just super creepy. Nothing bad happened, but you just want to be on alert. If you have that creepy feeling in your belly, don't go in. Call, say, oh, you know what? I forgot. My partner's supposed to be here. I can't go in and look without my partner, or you rearrange or something. If you have a creepy feeling in your belly, don't go in the house. Your gut is right, okay? But I went in and nothing bad happened. It was okay. But from then on, I was a little bit more leery about who I was meeting and if people were going with me. And I always made sure that people knew where I was and who I was meeting and that their phone number, so that people could be in contact with me, or at least know where I was last seen. But nothing happened. Everything was fine. He was just a creep more than anything. So his dad was living in this house. That was obvious by the stuff in the house. And he was asking $25,000 for the house. And I said, based on now that I've seen it, I don't think the house is worth it. And I looked around outside, and there was a bunch of buildings outside. There was like chicken coops outside, and there was little storage buildings outside, and there was an outhouse outside. Like, this is my outhouse house story that I'm telling you about. A lot of you have seen my outhouse house. You've seen pictures of my outhouse. Like, this is the outhouse house. So we're standing up next to his truck and doing the negotiating, doing the contract, because I was going to buy it. He was going to be getting out of it, and no big deal. And I said, I don't want to buy this until it's empty. When will your dad be out of it? And he was like, oh, dad can be gone in a week. No problem. I said, okay, well, when it's gone in a week, I'll give you $15,000 for it. Or I'll give you the $25,000 on owner financing for it. And he was like, no, I don't want to owner finance it. I'm not in a position where I can do some owner financing. And I was like, okay, well, how much would you take in cash? And he said that he would take I offered him $15,000 in cash. He said he couldn't take $15,000 because he needed a new truck. This truck that we were standing next to was a busted up old work truck, and he needed a new truck. It was kind of like a construction deal, and he needed like a flatbed truck to haul a Bobcat or something. So he'd found one that he wanted, and it was $17,000, and he would not take less than $17,000 for this house. So I said, okay, fine, sign the contract. All right. So let me write all this down on the board so you can visualize it with me. All right. This is the outhouse house. Okay. He said that he would take $17,000. He would not owner finance it, that he needed $17,000 in cash because he needed a new to him truck. And that's why he was willing to take such a low price for this. And I figured that this house was probably worth, well, if it had electricity and plumbing, it was probably worth $50. But in its current shape, it was more like $30 that it was worth. All right. And I was talking to him about getting it for $17, which is not exactly like a rock star price on this house. But this was in 2014, and I was doing a lot of assignments. I was getting $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Sometimes I was getting $5,000 when people would buy my other houses on lease options. So I was getting non-refundable option fees, and I just happened to have $17,000 in the bank. And I knew that if I could put this house back out on the market for $30,000, I would get my $17,000 back pretty darn quick, right? And I could rent the house and make monthly cash flow. All right. So I decided that I'd gotten these option fees, these non-refundable option fees from other people, and I had about 17 grand in the bank. And so I decided that I would just cash him out. All right. So I did. I gave him 17,000. He showed up late for closing. We almost didn't close on the right day. He was a little bit of a disaster, but I kind of figured he was going to be a disaster in the beginning. I mean, this house was a disaster. So within about 2 weeks, his dad moved out of the house and we closed. I gave him 17,000 and we closed. But in the process, his dad, I don't even know if his dad came back and got anything, because when I got the house, it was still full of crap. Still full of crap. So I put it out on the market. I put it on Zillow. I put it on Facebook. I put it on Craigslist for $30,000 at $500 a month. Depending on how much you could put down or how much you could give me in a non-refundable option fee. Okay? So I bought it for $17. I put it back out on the market for $30 at $500 a month, depending on how much you could give me for a non-refundable option fee. Okay? And I didn't do squat to the house. So I found somebody, or somebody found me. Actually, that day, I put a bandit sign up in the yard of the outhouse house. I put a sign up at the stop sign that was like around back behind the house, and a stop sign down that was close to the school of this house. So the two closest stop signs, I put a bandit sign out that said rent to own call me quickly. Before I could get back to my office from putting those signs out, I had 3 people wanting to go look at the house. 3 people. I had 3 people wanting to go look at that house. And that afternoon, I had 2 of those people bringing me money, bringing me a non-refundable option fee. One of them was bringing like $2,000. The other was bringing like $4,000. And they were going to fill out the application. By that weekend, I had 3 applications on this house. I had a couple in Indiana that wanted to move down. They were going to give me $5,000 to move in, and they were going to pay the $500 a month and fix the house. And I was like, you haven't even seen the house. They were like, my friend went and saw it. She loves it. We're going to love it. All right. So they ended up getting their application done first. They were giving me $5,000 to move in, a non-refundable option fee. They were going to give me $500 a month. And the other people, I don't remember if they didn't get their application done or if they were not going to give me as much money, but I went with a couple out of Indiana, all right? And sure enough, they gave me a check for $5,000 as a non-refundable option fee, and they started paying me $500 a month starting in October of 2014, okay? So I had $5,000 of my 17 back just like that. Fast forward through 2015. They moved in October of 2014, and in the fall, let's call it September, not even a year, of 2015, somebody called me on the phone and said, hey, I hear that the house out there in Straw Plains is available again. And I was like, no. I got people living in that house. They love that house. They've improved it. They've painted it. They tore down my outhouse. They added a third bedroom. They've redone the bathroom in it. They've put central heat and air in it. They redid the electric on it. These people have been there for a year and they've been paying $500 a month. They're not leaving. They're totally going to buy the house from me for $30,000. And the person that was on the phone was like, I think you need to call your tenants because ain't nobody there. And I was like, no way. So I called, and sure enough, the lady that answered, she was like, yeah, we're going to go back to Indiana. We just don't really like Tennessee like we thought we would. So we're leaving by the end of September. Let's catch up for a second, guys. They gave me $5,000 in October of 14. They paid me $500 a month for like 11 months. What's 500 times 11? That's 5,500, right? This is 11 months at $500. Is that 5,500? Right? So I'm 10,500 back in my pocket from this original 17,000 that I put in. Right? Everybody with me? Everybody cool? All right. So they leave and they're gone. Okay? They're gone. I put the house back up on Zillow and Facebook, except this time, and I put the bandit signs back up in the neighborhood, except this time I don't sell it for $30 because I sold it to them for $30 because it needed electric, it needed plumbing, it needed central heat and air, it needed an HVAC unit. This is plumbing, electric. Well, these people did all that, so now the house was worth $50. So I sold it to the second guy that came in for a purchase price of $50,000. Okay? The second guy that came in, again, gave me $5,000 as a non-refundable option fee, which goes towards that, which means I'm at $15,500 by like October, maybe November, because I got married in October of 15. I didn't really do anything, so probably November of 2015. I've got 15.5 of the 17 that I really had invested in it. I originally had invested in it. All right. So since November of 15, we are now in August of 17. This dude has been paying me $500 a month for the last almost 24 months. How much is 500 times 24? I need a calculator. If he's been there since November of 2015, and this is August of 17, is that 22 months? Is that 20 months? How many months is that? Does anybody know? Let's see, November to November is 12. And this is 8, so 9, so it's 12,000? 12,000. So I've gotten 12,000 in rent of this. So now we're up to 27,500 that I have now made on an original $17,000 investment. And guess what, guys? This guy's buying it for 50. Okay? He gave me 5,000 down, so I gave him full credit for it because I'm a nice person. So he owes me 45,000. He owes me 45,000. I've already got 27,000. I'm getting monthly income of $500 a month. I really like little dinky deals sometimes. Yay! Yay! All right, so we got a little jumbled up in the math here, but guys, I promise, even if I had bought it for $17,000, I did no work to it. The people that got it in this session, they did all the work to it. They paid me $10,500 and they did all the work. The next guy gave me $5,000, so I was up to $15,500 when the second guy moved in. I'm only down $1,500 at this point. So when he pays me in 3 months, now I've got all my money back. Got all my money back. And he still owes $45,000. Even after he's been there for 3 months. Even if I gave him $100 credit every month out of the $500 he gave me, he still owes me $44,000. And I'm free and clear. So that's like a $45,000 payday. If he gets a mortgage on this thing, or he'll give me $500 a month until he pays $45,000. I didn't do any work. These people did all the work. They did the work to this house. Yes, I invested some money that I'd gotten from option fees. So it was technically not really my money. I could have spent that $17,000 on a trip to Vegas, I guess. I could have spent it on my honeymoon, I guess. But I give him some part of his $500 a month towards his purchase price. But let's say I give him 10%, so every month he gets $50 off his purchase price. It's better than renting. If he was renting the house for $500, he wouldn't get any of it towards the purchase price. If I give him $100 a month, then after 24 months, he's paid off $2,400 of the $45,000 that he owes me. I'm still making money because I am in this free and clear. I got all my money back after he's been there for 3 months. And now I'm making money. So now I'm another $500 to the good every single month because other people have gave me my money back on this house. And this is a little dinky deal. This is a little bitty dinky deal, all right? I get it. But if you can invest $17,000 in a house and a year, let's say a year and a half later, you have $17,000 back in your pocket, but somebody still owes you, let's say they owe you $40,000. I don't know what the ROI on that is, but you're to the good. You got your 17 back in a year and a half, and somebody still owes you $40,000. $45,000. If my second guy leaves, I'll get somebody else to give me $5,000 and pay me $500 a month on it. Because this guy's probably improved the house also. Maybe he painted it. Maybe he put new floors down in it. Either way, I'm whole on my investment after a year and a half. I don't love little dinky deals, but little dinky deals add another $500 a month to my income. I showed you 3 other little dinky deals that I did, and I'm getting $900 a month off those little dinky deals, which brings me up to $1,400 a month free and clear. I have no mortgage payments on these. And I showed you in the other 3 videos how I get to that. So I love real estate, and I am not a wholesaler. And I'm not a wholesaler because if I was a wholesaler, I would have maybe found somebody else to give him the 17, and maybe I would have sold it to them for 20, and I would have made $3,000. But instead of wholesaling, I kept the house. I fronted the 17,000 out of option fees that other people had given me. I sold the house for 30 once. I had all my money back on the second person that bought it from me, and now I'm cash flowing $500 a month. I don't wholesale. I don't like wholesaling. And I didn't use my license to do this. I bought a house from somebody that had it for sale by owner. I found somebody, lots of people actually in the area, that wanted this house and would give me good money to move in. I love real estate. That's all I have to say. I love real estate, and y'all know that. You for sure know that. So this is just one little dinky deal. This is my outhouse house. This is the money that I make on it. These are round numbers. My math is not always perfect. It's not amazing, but the ROI, the return on investment, is pretty dang strong. So these are the kind of deals that I do. I don't always do these deals. I try not to bring any money. I try not to spend my option fees. I try not to do that. But in this deal, I did, and it's working out pretty sweet. So if y'all have any questions, let me know. Send them to me. Put them in the comments here, and I'd love to help you. You can do this. Maybe if I'd offered him $30,000 on owner financing, maybe he would have done it then. I don't know. But he wanted a new truck. He needed $17,000, and I'm making money on this deal every single month. Yay! If y'all have any questions, let me know.